Hello, I'm Aaron the Dungeon Master Dad, and welcome to episode 8 of the Adventures of Logan and Reagan. Logan and Reagan and their friends are tackling the Temple of Elemental Evil. They have infiltrated the Earth Temple. They all now have brown robes so that they can go around on level 1 unmolested. And they have been given a commission by Romag, the priest of the Earth Temple, to kill Belcernag, the priest of the Water Temple. However, this is not something that they intend to do right away. They want to actually infiltrate all of the temples. So, with the other elemental temples being down on level 2, they are going to make their way down to level 2. Here is the map of level 2. They make their way down this slope here. They make a right turn, and in that round room, they encounter a Hydra. Now, as soon as they make the right turn, they see that the walls are painted red. So they switch out of their brown robes and they put on some red robes. They had a couple that they found up on the upper level, not level 1, the top above level 1. They found a couple of red robes. And so they have a couple red robe party members leading party members who have no robes. A troll is the keeper of the Hydra, and upon hearing the Hydra is on a leash tied to a stake in the floor, like bolted to the floor, and you can't get through the room past the Hydra without fighting the Hydra. But before they get into any kind of combat with the Hydra, a troll comes, seeing the red robes, he shoos the Hydra out of the way, and he allows the party to pass. Now, this section of the dungeon is the section belonging to the Fire Temple. So they've got their red robes on, and in some of these rooms up here, they meet Alrem, the priest of the Fire Temple. And they do their same con that they were doing before. The two of us with robes, we were members of your temple, and we've been off recruiting. We got the rest of these guys. We all want to join. And Alrem asks, well, how come I don't remember you guys if you're we're in my temple? And he said, well, we've been off recruiting now for 2 years. How long have you been the head of the Fire Temple? Oh, okay. I've only been head of the Fire Temple for about a year, I guess. All right. So Alrem gives them some more red robes. So now they've got brown robes stuffed to their backpacks. They're wearing red robes. And he gives them a task. And the task that he gives them is to find a troll chief who is staying in the temple and has a bunch of troll minions with him and recruit them to the service of the Fire Temple. So they say, sure, we'll do that. But they don't have any intention to do that necessarily. They're just wanting to get on the inside of all of the temples. So they start searching for this troll chief, and they end up making their way across this area into this section. And in this section, the walls are painted green. So they switch to the green robes. And in this room here, they meet Belcernag, the head of the Water Temple. And they actually have a contract out on this guy. They're supposed to kill him for the Earth Temple, but they don't have true loyalty to the Earth Temple. So what they do is going to be something they're going to decide later. But they then play the same con on Belcernag. And they get green robes for the rest of the group. And Belcernag gives them a task. Belcernag says, hey, I want you to find this troll chief and recruit him and his trolls to service of the Water Temple. So the party says, sure, no problem. And then, of course, as soon as they're out of sight of Belshranak, they know, well, there's no way we're going to be able to recruit the same troll chief and his trolls to two different temples. So that's interesting. They're going to have to deal with that later. So they can continue to explore. And in this section, well, there's a big temple here, but also there's some these rooms in this area. All of the walls are painted white. So I think they have one white robe, so they have one character put that on. And they end up being taken to Kelno, the priest of the air temple. So they join the air temple, just like they've joined the water temple and the fire temple and the earth temple. And Kelno gives them an assignment. He says, I want you to find the bugbears that work for the water temple and recruit them into the air temple. So the party, having already explored the area of the water temple, they already encountered these bugbears right about in these rooms. So they make their way over there because they want to see what else Kelno is going to give them to do. So they go and they see the bugbears. They've switched over into their green robes, and the bugbears see them and they're like, okay, you're on our team. And they're talking to the bugbears and they say, you know what? We had a meeting with the head of the air temple, Kelno, and we've decided we're going to switch allegiance to the air temple. Now at this, the bugbears start to get hostile. Well, if you're going to switch allegiance to the air temple, you're not on our team anymore. We're going to have to fight you. And the party says, no. You're not going to have to fight us. You switch too. You come with us. Then we don't have to kill you. Now, the bugbears, having a sense of how powerful the party is, they think that not being killed is a good idea. So they decide to play along with that. So they bring the bugbear chief over to Kelno. Kelno swears his, the bugbear chief swears his allegiance to Kelno of the air temple. And the first task for the air temple is now complete. So Kelno then gives the party a vial of holy water, and he says, I want you to take this upstairs to the earth temple and climb the pyramid in the middle of the room with all the dirt on the floor. Now this is a room in which the last time they were in there, when they stumbled in there by accident, an earth elemental came up out of the floor and pounded the heck out of Otis. He said, I want you to climb up the pyramid in the center and pour this holy water on their pyramid and defile their temple with it. So party says, sure, we're going to do that. But then when they're away from Kelno and they discuss it among themselves, they decide, we are not ready to go defiling anybody's temple right now. For one thing, they haven't yet decided which temple they're going to play along with the longest, and they're suspecting, as the Earth Temple seems to be the weakest, that it might be that one. So they don't want to defile its shrine yet. So, so now they turn their attention to this troll chief. They know they can only do the task with the troll chief for one of the two temples. So they have to decide which one. Now the troll chief is down in here. So they find him and they wear their green robes when they're doing it. They convince him to come and join Belsernag of the Water Temple. And upon the successful completion of that task, Belsernag says, okay, next task for you, I want you to kill Alrem, the priest of the Fire Temple. So right now, every temple thinks this mercenary band is on their side, depending on which color they're wearing. The Earth Temple wants them to kill the head of the Water Temple. The Water Temple wants them to kill the head of the Fire Temple. The Fire Temple wants them to do a task which is no longer possible. And the Air Temple wants them to defile the Earth Temple. So they decide, based on their investigations, that the Water Temple is right now the most powerful, especially with the addition of the trolls that they just given them. Fire Temple's the second most powerful, then the Air Temple, because they now have the bugbears that used to belong to the Water Temple, and the Earth Temple is the least powerful. So it's time to start to actually eliminate some of the temple hierarchy. And they decide they're going to save the Earth Temple for last because it's the weakest. But as for going after the others, they're going to destroy those. So they're going to take them down from the weakest to the strongest, with the exception of leaving the most weak alone. So Earth, they're not going after at all yet. So air first, then fire, and then water. So next week, they will switch their robe color, kill the minions of the Air Temple, and destroy the Air Temple Shrine. Until then, remember this. Don't kill your kids' characters. That's what the NPCs are for.